Welcome to Armoy Road Races 2025. So, this morning from Tandragee, I know we've had a bit of an issue with the rear brake master cylinder. When we hit the master cylinder, I'll show you. So if you hit, see the way it springs up, it's quite tough now because I've bled it, but what was happening was if I was hitting the foot in the brake and she was going down, she was staying down and holding on the rear brake. We got away with it at Tandragee through one way or another, but I actually didn't know what the issue was, whether it was going to be the master cylinder or the caliper was causing it. So I do have a spare bike at the house that with built engines and stuff out of, so it's like a rolling chassis essentially, but I brought the whole brake with me. But first thing I done was check the master cylinder, so we've already swapped it, but I'm going to show you the old one. This is the one that was on the bike originally. So this is your piston as such. So that bolts on this here end, well, screw on to the threads here, and then pull through, and then that's when you push that down, it's pushing the piston up in, squeezing the brake fluid out through the brake line, and then that's what's stopping you at the rear brake. So if we flip this over, you see that wee spring in there. It's hard to see with the light, I would say, but that wee spring in there is constantly compressed. So you see, it doesn't do anything at all when I squeeze that. So we try to take it apart to have a look at it, but it's completely seized. And you have to remember this bike is 1992, so no one's, I would say, has ever had it. So I think this should come off, and this should actually move up and down. So I think that's seized. So what's happened is it's keeping that spring compressed, so that's why it was doing what it was doing with the when you were hitting the brake, it was just keeping it down. But we've got that sorted, and we've got a nice working rear brake now. If I show you, it doesn't move, and it moves, so that's always nice. I don't even use the rear brake that often, but it needs to be working for scrutineering. So we got that. It's Thursday, so we've got that done this morning, and everything else is done. Bled the front brakes, cleaned the pads out. I was quite unwell last week. I was actually meant to be racing last week as well, but so everything got put on the back burner. And also the bike was away getting fixed. At Tandragee, we stripped the threads of the front axle. If you've watched the Tandragee video, so Gary Fox, the legend, has sorted that out, and he's also tidied up the bike quite a bit. So he made me a lovely new exhaust bracket. Ours was quite second hand and bent more times than enough, so he's made this lovely piece. He has also made this lovely new bracket here from a brake fluid reservoir. We had it originally through here, and it wasn't very nice looking, but he's sorted that out, and he's also sorted these out as well. And he's also the same man who was able to make me my new clock bracket at the start of the year, so he is an absolute genius when it comes to fabricating things and all things bikes, to be fair to him. He just went off his own bat and done all that. That's the type of man he is. So thanks very much to Gary Fox for sorting that out. Absolute legend. So it's now 3:15 on Thursday. So sign on opens at 5 o'clock. We'll get signed on and we'll have a Newcomer's bus at 6:30. So that's the plan for this evening. After that, then there's not much else to do. I did cycle the course this morning, done 2 laps on the bicycle, had a look around.
Important because, as I say, if you've got a fast
So it is now Friday morning. Last night we had a newcomers briefing and a newcomers bus. It was all pretty handy. This morning woke up to nice blue skies. There seemed to be a bit of overnight rain, but we woke up to nice blue skies and went down for a riders briefing at 9:15, and we could see the weather closing in. So the rain is on. It's very light rain, but it's enough to wet the track. So we've changed into wets now for the newcomer practice, and we'll see how we get on. It's newcomer practice anyway. If it's the wrong tyre choice, it doesn't really matter, but I'd say it will be the right tyre choice. We went down to the main road there and had a look at it, and it was wet, so out the back's probably definitely going to be wet. So two newcomers group, there's an A group and a B group. We're in the B group, so they haven't got the A group away yet. It's currently 22 minutes past 10, so we're probably looking at about a 10:30 start for them, and then probably about 11 o'clock start for us, maybe, roughly. So yeah, plan is go out, do our 5 laps, get a feel for the track. I think the track is notoriously greasy in the wet, so tiptoe around within reason and check out the conditions and learn the course a wee bit. So yeah, I don't think we'll be out again until about 3 o'clock. Looking at the weather, there looks like there could be some showers again about 1 o'clock, but after that it's getting dry, so hopefully we get sorted. So time to get my ladders on, get down the home area and get ready to go. So newcomers laps is done. I enjoyed it despite the iffy conditions. Quite wet everywhere. Under the trees still dry, so hopefully it dries up and that'll already be dry. The rain's off at the minute, so that's a good sign. Track is really dirty, but I didn't really have any major moments, and I think the GoPro worked the whole time, so at least we'll have a bit of footage this week. Yeah, really enjoyable. I just really want to go at it now in the dry and sort of attack the course a wee bit more within reason, if you get me. We caught some riders from the previous group on the last lap, so yeah, I mean, we didn't pass them, so that was alright. It's very humid out there. I could feel the sweat dripping down me while I was out in the bike, but apart from that, really enjoyed that. Plan is, hopefully it dries up, and if it does, we'll have the dries in. We have a spare wet rear there, so if it does rain, we'll stick that on, because the rear we have in now is done, so it was alright for that, going behind the marshal, but if you're trying to set a bit of a quicker lap time, it might be the best. So yeah, fingers crossed it's going to stay dry. They are giving a slight chance of rain at 1 o'clock, but it's 10 past 11 now, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more free practices to go, and then 8 sessions for my session. So loads of time for it to dry up, and hopefully the rain stays away. So that didn't go as planned, as you could probably tell by the GoPro footage. We took off from the start line. The bike was okay, got through the chicane and she started sort of coughing, revving out, revving low, just acting strange. Got through the village. I sort of knew I was going to put in, but I was hoping to get the end of the lap. But once I got up the hill, the bike completely cut out. When I stopped, when I realised the bike had completely cut out, then I opened the fuel tank and realised that there was no fuel in the bike. So a mess up on my behalf, and yeah, these things happen. It's no one's fault really. I forgot about it, Kevin forgot about it. We actually didn't even fuel the bike this morning for the Newcomers. It was actually running on the fuel from Tandragee. Absolute rookie error, and now we don't even know if we're going to get racing tomorrow due to the numbers and stuff. So the plan is get up early, get the bike scrutineered, and have to go see the fella in the race office at around 8 AM. And then I will know whether I'm going to get out or not at the back of the grid. But there's space on the grid for one. I know there's myself, Tom Oliver and Johnny Plum all didn't get out. Well, I got out as such, but I think Tom also got out, but he didn't record a lap. And Johnny had a crash, so he didn't get out. So there's three of us who are technically up for that one spot. So we don't know. We'll wait and see in the morning what happens. It's my only race of the weekend, so it would be nice to give it to me, but we'll see what happens. Other issues surrounding the bike. I mean, I was stranded out in the track for about 4 hours. We had a recovery van. There was actually a red flag in the juniors report practice. Roy Worst had a wee spill. He's fine, but there was a bit of oil. So there was like an hour delay. The recovery van literally stopped. To be fair to the marshals around I can't remember whether the course was stopped on, but they were 100% spot on. They tried to get me back, but it was the recovery team refused to take me, as they were not told to take me back. We were stranded out there for a few hours. Didn't get back until all the racing was done. So would have been nice to get some fuel on the bike and maybe do a lap for the warm-up laps, behind them, just to make sure the bike was going alright and get a lap in the dry, but didn't happen because of that. But met some really nice people around the back of the course, so we had good crack anyway. And we watched some racing. Mike Brown absolutely smashed the competition in the 600 race, and Paul Jordan done the same in the Superton race. So I did get to see some good racing, but obviously not in the circumstances that I wanted to. But it's my first time watching out there. I've been coming here since 2009 and never actually watched out that bit of the track, so it was nice to watch it there. I met a nice guy from the Netherlands who travelled over, so we had good crack for a few hours, and yeah, it was a nice way to get the mind off the stupid mistake that we made. But sure, it is what it is. Like, we live and we learn. I'm in one piece, bike's in one piece, no one's hurt. I just hope we get a race tomorrow. So that is the update, and yeah, I'll know more in the morning.
Good luck.
I didn't do a video update this morning because there was a bit of manic, but first I'm going to say thanks to Glenn in the race office if he ever sees this. Thanks so much for sorting this mess out. So I went and seen Glenn in the race office last night, and he informed me, the procedure of what would happen for the last grid spot, and he told me to go see him this morning again. He basically got it sorted for me. To be fair to him, he went out of his way to get me on the grid. So we started last on the grid, P27, and we had a great race. I think we finished 18th, second 400 home. It was my first laps in anger around the place. The only other laps I'd done was behind the marshal, so it was a totally new learning curve for me. But I'm happy enough. We didn't get a lap, but I don't even care. I'm happy enough with the pace. The leaders came past me, Kevin Lavery and Sean Brawley, and once they came past me, I was dropping like 3 seconds a lap, so I was able to drop time. So over the moon, like I passed a few boys off the start into the village, I think, and yeah, delighted. Yeah, that's our day done really. We only have one race. I hope you enjoyed the onboard footage. It actually worked for once. We got a few false neutrals, but I think that was me just being lazy. So because once I focused on it a bit more, it didn't happen again. So I just was getting too comfortable, if you get me. I was getting them around a bit too much. So sorted that out, and we had no other issues. So absolutely over the moon. Yes, we got lap, but I don't even care. We only got 5 newcomers laps yesterday behind an instructor qualifying, and it was sort of half and half, wet, dry out there. So I don't care. I'm absolutely buzzing to finish. I've finished every single road race I've started this year. It's a great feat, and we've learned a lot this year, and we'll go again next year. So yeah, over the moon. We're going to go watch some racing now, so it's not going to be the end of the video. I will end the video later, so we'll get some clips of the 600 Superbikes and some of the other races that we have on offer here at Armoy. So yeah, good day all round.
Just one this shot here, just one shot. There you go. Get on.
So that's us back at HQ after our boy. Mike Brown absolutely dominated the event, to be fair to him. He was absolutely flying. Good racing all round. Long day, to be honest, between rain showers and a bit of oil spilt on track, but it was a good meeting overall. And yeah, we're delighted with our first season of road racing done, to be fair. No expectations coming into this year. We're up against it with the V400 being in the juniors report, so 2 out of 3 races were the first 400 home, so what more do we want like for the year? So that's going to be the end of this video. That's the end of our first season of road racing. Still a few more races to go, no more roads, so we're delighted with it. So I just want to say thanks to my brother Kevin, the amount of time he's put in getting the bike ready every single round. Unbelievable, so thanks to him, thanks to everyone else who's chipped in and helped throughout the year. I also like to thank all the sponsors on the bike. Without these guys I wouldn't be anywhere, to be fair, so donations big or small, it really does make a difference to a privateer like myself. I'm absolutely skint at the minute, but without them guys I wouldn't have even been out racing, so big thanks to all them. Hopefully we can stick around for 2026, and thanks to everyone who's helped. Mum, Dad, Anna, my girlfriend, Dara, Gavin, everyone who's helped chipped in throughout the season, really do appreciate it. Stephen for showing me the ropes, and Mike Brown as well for taking me out around a few tracks and giving me a few hints and tricks. So yeah, we're delighted with the season. We never really got a dry run anywhere. It was always a bit wet or a bit miserable, but hopefully 2026 we get some dry racing in. But what can I say, first year road racing done, and maybe next year we might add a 600 if we work really hard over the winter. So that's the plan. Hopefully to try to add a stable of bikes for next year. So that's going to be the end of this video. Again, thanks for watching, and if you haven't done already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching.